Class, attention please. Hello dear listeners, students from Form 2, teachers. Today I'm going to narrate a short story called Mabala The Farmer, written by Richard Mabala in 1998. My name is teacher kaligo Dotto Njige from Sukumaland, where my mother born in Shinyanga. Dear listeners, students from Form 1 and Form 2, listen carefully to the short story called Mabala The Farmer. Mabala The Farmer, written by Richard Mabala, who is the author of this short story, and the year of publication in 1998. But some people say no year of publication. The publisher is Longman Group UK Limited or Ben and Company Limited. This short story, Mabala The Farmer, is made up of 7 chapters, or I can say 7 plots. Dear students, plot is an arrangement of an event in narrated work. Richard Mabala in his short story shows 7 plots. Let us look one chapter to another chapter. Mabala The Farmer is one among the famous short stories, has 7 chapters. The first chapter introduces Mabala as the main characters. The second chapter talks about Mabala's first days on the farm. The third chapter tells us Mabala rests instead of working. The fourth chapter is set at the Mtama bar where during drinking the Mtama. The fifth chapter talks about the whore and the gallon came. He drank the Mtama and could not afford to feed the whore. Therefore, he slept under the mango tree, and he informed him that he was a lazy man, as he stayed a whole day without waking. The sixth chapter is about Mabala and the fertilizer. Here, Mabala goes on showing how much he was stubborn because his wife, Mama Martina, advised him to kill the fertilizer half a bucket, but he rejected and killed the whole bag. And he was tired, and some of the fertilizer had to fall down. At the end, Mr. Sekul, a neighbor, told Mabala that it was sugar and not fertilizer, but Mabala refused to agree until Mama Martina went back to the farm. The seventh chapter is about Mabala's winning respect within. This chapter, Mabala became a village accountant, and he worked effectively. Mabala agreed that he had learned a lesson and asked his wife whether he could join the shamba work. Martina was now 9 years old, and they were expecting to have another children. Last, there is a glossary words which have been used in the story. Dear students from Form 1 and Form 2, teachers, the whole book is about the laziness of Mabala. Let me give you a short history of Richard Mabala. Richard Mabala is original from the United Kingdom and gave up his passport to become an official Tanzanian. He has been an educator, professor at a university, a poet, and a recognized writer of the secondary school English. Dear listeners, the one who gave this story is teacher kaligo Dotto Njige, a product from Mwenge Catholic University, 2022, third year. I greet my lecturer Basoha Kipao, Madam Limo Kaligirwa, Father Mwajamila Mbilinyi, Yesaya, my classmate Kimoro, Rosemary, Libaret, Dan Daud, Theophil, Ubeja, Makrina, Sawaya, Madam Restuta. Dear students from Form 1 and Form 2, teachers, there is question asked in next examination, mock, or joint examination. What is the book about? The book, Mabala The Farmer. The book is about a man called Mabala who was born in Dar es Salaam and spent all his life there. Mabala married to a woman called Mauja. Mauja has a daughter called Martina. Mabala has neither a house nor a shamba in Dar es Salaam. Also, Mabala was working as chief clerk in one of company Dar es Salaam. He could not save the man as he was extravagant. When the idea of saving money came into Mabala's mind, it was too late because at that moment price went up and up. Mama Martina started to sell maps and chapati, but still life was tough. Mabala finally gets an idea of leaving the city in order to try the rural life. Therefore, he decided to go to the village to do the shamba work. At last, he leaves the city and start life afresh in the village, but Mabara does not work hard to dig. Mabara does not like to admit his weakness before other villagers. That's why they call him Mr. Never Taught or Bwana Hambiliki or stubborn. Mabara pretends to know everything. His wife, Mama Martina, uses much of her earnings to make her husband cope with both village life and villagers. He engaged himself in farming activities serious after he became the village accountant. If you get enough food which make other villagers admire him, the villagers no longer laugh at him, mock or joke him as they used to do previously. They now appreciate and trust him. My name is teacher Kaligo Dotto Njige, a product from Malampaka High School, Masters Mill, 2019. From 6, I greet teacher Jires Kichurungu, Yusuf, Madaraka, Segeja, and More. Dear students, let us look on characters, main characters, and minor characters. In this short story, Mabala The Farmer, there are two main characters who are Mabara and Mauja or Mama Martina. First character is called Mabara. He is stubborn as he never listens to anyone. He is selfish, he is extravagant. He was born in Dar es Salaam. The second character is called Mauja or Mama Martina. She is another main character of the story. She is a wife of Mabara, and she has true love for her husband. Let us look minor characters. First, Martina. She is a daughter of Mabara and Mauja. She is the only child in the family. She was educated in Morogoro village when her parents decided to live in the village. She refused to go to the school because her fellow pupils laughed at her, as her father was stubborn. Second character is called Mzee Kombo, a village who is not satisfied without Mabara tried to explain about town life. He is an old man who suggests that all the men in town want to drink beer and choose girls. He is among the men who saw Mabara first sleep under the tree while Mauja was working hard. The third minor character is called Sekul, Mabara's neighbor. He sees sugar on the ground and realizes that it is not fertilized about sugar. He is a good man because he decided to call Mabara and ask him why he was taking much sugar to the farm. But Mabara said it is no sugar but fertilizer. He learned to Mama Martina and gave her the story. Mama Martina decided to follow her husband to prove that later on she assured Mabara that what he is carrying is not fertilizer but the sugar, both while they were in Dar es Salaam. Dear listeners, teachers, students from Form 1 and Form 2, my name is teacher Kaligo Dotto Njige, a teacher of literature and English language, a product from Wakpang Secondary School, Igunga Tabora, 2016, from Form 4. I greet my teacher, the headmaster called Hams Mpemba. Other staff are like Jomo, Sebastian, Johanna Bigangika, Kajange, Madam Tabia, Madam Sophia. God bless them. Dear students, let us look themes that found this short story, Mabala The Farmer. Many themes is about life in town and the village. Here there is a question asked on themes. Be careful. Life in town. Mabala describes that life in town is very tough because things are sold in high price. Life in village is very easy. Mabala says life in the farm is easier than life in town. You wake up, you plant, you eat, but no problem. Minor themes like ignorance of the people. Mabala is a person who lacks knowledge on various things, especially in farm activity. He put the fertilizer on the maize instead of putting it around the maize plant. The second theme is hardworking. Mauja is a hard-working woman because in town she sells mats and chapati to sustain life, but in the village she worked on the farm alone in the beginning and got 60 bags of maize. The fourth theme, which is laziness. Mabala is a lazy person because he could drink mtama the whole days. Other themes are like selfishness, extravagance, humiliation, drunkenness, and form education. Let us look at roles of women portrayed as caretaker. Example, Mauja prepare foods. Also, a woman portrayed as adverse to her husband. Example, Mauja. And also roles of women portrayed as respect to husband and other neighbor. Dear listeners, students from Form 1 and Form 2, teachers, my name is Teacher Kaligo Dotto Njige, a product from Nyandekwa Primary School, Igunga, Tabora in 2012, Standard 7. Let us look at message youth get from this book. We should work hard in order to succeed. This is on chapter 7. The second message leads people like Mabala never succeed in life until they work hard. The third message, agriculture is the backbone of our national development. Dear students from Form 1 and Form 2, the teachers, I'm a child from Sukma Shinyanga region, Nindo Diabusal, Ward, Mwajiji village. I was born in 1997. Let us look guiding question from the book. What is the title of the book? You should know who is the author of the book. What is the book about? When was the book published? What important lesson do you learn? Which character do you like or dislike most, and give reason? And the last mentioned themes found in this poem. Dear students, you should study hard. On the title of the book, characters, themes found, message, or lesson, author or writers of the book, publisher of the book. Thanks. My name is Teacher Kaligo Dotto Njige, or Teacher Kadonj. Thanks for listening to me. That is the end of the short story called Mabala The Farmer, written by Richard S. Mabala in 1998. Let me shift another language, which is Swahili language, to make understood for others. Asanteni sana mpenzi msikilizaji, hasa mwanafunzi wa kidato cha kwanza na cha pili, katika somo la English language kwenye topic inayoitwa Reading Interpreting Works. Nilikuwa naongelea short story ya Mabala The Farmer, yaani mkulima Mabala. Huyu jamaa ni mzungu kutoka nchi ya Uingereza, alihamia nchi Tanzania na kuomba uraia wa Tanzania. Huyu mwandishi Richard Mabala, ambaye ndo mzungu, aliandika hii short story yake mwaka 1998 nchini Tanzania. Alikuwa anazungumzia maisha ya mjini na maisha vijijini, jinsi yalivyo na changamoto. Richard Mabala ameandika akimlenga mhusika mkuu anaitwa Mabala, mwenye familia yake, mke wake anaitwa Mauja au Mama Maritina, na mtoto wao wa kike anaitwa Maritina. Richard Mabala ameandika akiwa analenga maisha ya mjini. Kipindi hicho Mabala pamoja na mke wake walikuwa wanaishi mjini Dar es Salaam. Yeye Mabala alikuwa ameajiriwa kwenye kampuni mjini Dar es Salaam kama karani mkuu. Lakini maisha yalimshinda Mabala kwa sababu ya starehe zake, mpaka ikafika kipindi mke wake kuuza vitumbua na chapati. Mwisho wa siku wakahamia vijijini mkoani Morogoro. Ndugu wanafunzi wa kidato cha kwanza na cha pili, mwandishi Richard Mabala, huyu ni mzungu, ni mzaliwa wa Uingereza, lakini hapa Tanzania alihamia tu na kuomba uraia, na aliweza kuandika short story kama Mabala The Farmer na How the Bus Drive. Kama alivyoonyesha kuwa maisha mjini ni magumu, maana matumizi ni makubwa, vitu vina gharama kubwa, na hivyo aliandika akiwalenga maisha halisi ya mjini wanaoishi na kuamua kukimbia vijijini. Pia ukiangalia huyu Richard Mabala amejiandikia maisha yake halisi ya kuingia nchini Tanzania kuwa yakoje. Hebu tuangalie maisha ya baadaye ya Mabala yalikuwaje baada ya kwenda vijijini. Maisha ya Mabala yalikuwa ni ya kushangaza alipoenda vijijini Morogoro, maana yeye alikuwa hajui kulima na mambo yanavyofanyika vijijini hayajui. Lakini yeye alikuwa mjuaji, kila kitu yeye anajua, ndo maana wakamuita mzee hambiliki. Mabala yeye alikuwa mvivu sana kwenye masuala ya kilimo, wakati mke wake ni mchapakazi. Yeye alikuwa anakaa chini ya mwembe na kunywa pombe ya mtama au ya kienyeji. Watu walimcheka sana, majirani zake kama Sekul, mzee Komba na wengine, jinsi yeye huyu Mabala alivyokuwa anashangaza sana. Anaweka mbolea kwenye mmea wa mhindi baada ya kuzungushia kwenye mhindi. Pia anachekesha anapeleka mfuko wa sukari akizani ni mbolea. Haya ni mambo ya kushangaza. Mke wake alikuwa na mama ni mwenye hekima na busara, kumshauri mume wake aachane na jambo fulani. Lakini japo Huyu Mabara alichekwa, lakini alijifunza kupitia watu na kuwa mkulima baadaye. Aliweza kuwa mhasibu wa kijiji kwenye masuala ya pesa. Kwa hiyo mwandishi Richard Mabara ameandika Mabala The Farmer akilinganisha maisha ya mjini na vijijini. Na dhamira ndogo ndogo tumepata kama ujinga, unyanyasaji, elimu, kuchapa kazi, ushauri. Mpenzi msikilizaji, hasa mwanafunzi wa kidato cha kwanza na cha pili, hapa ndo nimefika tamati na hii short story Mabala The Farmer. Mimi naitwa teacher Kaligo Dotto Njige, ni mwalimu wa fasihi ya Kiingereza. Na wasalimu sana walimu wenzangu kwenye grupu letu la English and Literature Tanzania. Grupu la Regional Taaluma Alliance likiongozwa na teacher Komcha Mose JR. Taleta Didism, Taleta Jombe, Taleta Mwanza, Taleta Simiyu, Taleta Tanga. Pia nawapa hai wadau wangu kama teacher Hassan Demunje, teacher Black, teacher Michael from Mbeleni Moshi Kilimanjaro. My dear Rosemary Liberate from Twali Babati Kimolo Koikai Wanyokie Monduli. Ukisahau kusubscribe, like, comment, share below this video. Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. Bye. Form 2 2021 mwezi wa 10 tarehe 26.